Mrs. Rajavi, Mrs. Tomasic, dear panelists and guests, thank you for this opportunity. The history of Iranian women's and of Iranian women's fight and resistance has very distant roots, dating back over 120 years. Today, however, I will focus on the last 40 years. While on the one hand, the Iranian regime has institutionalized misogyny and considers women as second-class citizens, on the other hand, women resist against tyranny despite the most brutal of repressions. And the resistance of women and girls in prisons against the clerical regime began in the 80s, when young and very young female students and protesters chose to die but refused to bend under the yoke of the theocracy. And it continues to this day with such effects that it heavily influences Iranian society and forces the regime to continually increase repressive measures and torture against political prisoners and female political prisoners in particular. And the result of this resistance is there for us, for all to see. Today, the women of the new generation resist because they are inspired by the distance in prison. However, it must be said that no Iranian woman lacks the examples to choose the path of struggle for freedom and democracy. The organized resistance is in fact led by women, and the president-elect of the NCRI, Mrs. Maryam Rajavi, was and is a source of inspiration for us all. I would now like to bring your attention to the campaign against the Tuesday Against Executions campaign. Just yesterday was the 43rd Tuesday, in which, and in this campaign, women political prisoners, in particular female political prisoners from women's ward in Evin's prison, have played and play a vital role. And today, the key slogan, both in prisons and both on the walls of every city of Iran, is woman, resistance, freedom. And Iranian women are more determined than ever to overthrow the regime. And even though we are abroad, we are committed to supporting with all our means the resistance units in Iran, and specifically women and girls who fight against the regime. And our call today to the European Parliament and its members is to support the resistance of the Iranian people and Mrs. Maryam Rajavi's 10-point plan for a free and democratic Iran. Thank you all.